How's it going, YouTube? Dr. V here today, bringing you our Week 3 matchup of our WPF League. This week we're going up against Kyle and the Mesquite Mesprits. So let's go over our team real quick. So for this week I decided on 6 mons I thought could really put in some work. Started off with Annabeth the Clefable. She had some really good potential matchups in this one, and I figured she'd be a good one. Next up, Samara, our Milotic, joins the team, followed by Zakab the Jolteon. Both of them can put in a decent amount of work. I figured that with a bulkier Milotic set, it would probably be more useful, and Jolteon, I was really afraid of his Mega Gyarados at this matchup. It really messed with my team quite a bit, so I actually ran a Jolly Jolteon, a timid Jolteon, which outspeeds an adamant Mega Gyarados at +1. So even if he got the Dragon Dance off that first turn, I could Volt Switch out, and I'm pretty sure as long as I have Stealth Rocks up in the first round, it would take out the Mega Gyarados because he has choice specs. So yeah. Then joining next up is our newest addition to our team, Thwacker the Diggersby. That's probably not going to remain his name. I'm working on some nicknames, on some new names for some mons. There's going to be some changes here in the next couple of weeks, possibly, with trades and other such things coming through. So yeah. Alright, next up is Nero the Scizor, of course. Nero has been to every battle so far, and I haven't used him to his full abilities. This week I'm bringing a bulkier set. Hopefully he can put in a decent amount of work. And last but not least is Nightmare, our Mega Pinsir. I feel like he's gonna be a useful mon to use, especially depending on what Kyle brought for his team this week, but Nightmare can put in quite a bit of work. So let's see what else Kyle brought this week. Alright, so we can see from our team preview here, he brought his Terrakion, Mega Gyarados, Mamoswine, Honchkrow, and Crocodile, and Roserade. So I actually really like how our teams match up this week. So let's get this battle started here. So I decided to lead out with Annabeth the Clefable this week. She was carrying the Stealth Rock, Calm Mind, Psyshock, and Moonblast this week. Sorry, I forgot what he went for Spikes. I expected that. I kind of expected that. I also expected a Sludge Wave to come this first round. I figured I could probably live one and get my Stealth Rocks up. He actually goes for the Hidden Power here, so I wasn't sure if he expected me to switch out, but he got a crit, which wasn't in my best interest here. So I just went for a Psyshock, and it did a little over half, but not enough to kill him on the next turn. So he actually went for Spikes again instead of Sludge Bomb or Hidden Power, and I just went for Psyshock again, but I thought at the time that it would go kill it, and it didn't. So yeah, at this point I figured he probably has Synthesis or something. Since he didn't go for the Sludge Bomb on the second turn, I figured he probably didn't have it here. So, and there goes the Synthesis. And I decided to go for another Psyshock. Looking back on this, I could have done a lot more with this. I should have just Calm Minded after the first Psyshock and let him set up his entire Stealth Rocking, but he goes for another Synthesis here, and I actually did go for the Calm Mind this turn. So now here goes the first Calm Mind. +1 up. Alright, so here Annabeth, ignore the Clefable naming there, it's supposed to be Annabeth. I'm sorry that I forgot to put a name on there this week. He went for Giga Drain here, so shouldn't do too much at +1 Clefable. Yeah, it does literally nothing, so I'm just gonna set up another Calm Mind because Clefable is a monster if you set up with her. So yeah. Alright, so here he's in a pretty bad spot. A Psyshock will kill him, and Clefable could potentially sweep, but I got greedy here and went for another Calm Mind. He sends out Algor, his Mamoswine. Algor, sorry. And I went for another Calm Mind instead of going for a Psyshock or for a Moonblast, which would have taken out this Mamoswine. That was a mistake on my part. I didn't need more than 2 Calm Minds at that point. He went for an Iron Head. I'm glad I invested in defense for this Clefable, and yep, Moonblast easily took him out. I should have done that from the beginning, but I didn't, and that was a really big mistake that I could have easily avoided. And now he sends out Miguel, his Honchkrow. It's gonna take quite a bit of damage from Stealth Rocks, and of course he's just gonna Brave Bird here, and I didn't expect to live. I could have easily lived that if I had been at full health and Moonblasted the last turn, but no harm, no foul. And he is actually the Moxie set, so I expected him to be a Choice Scarf, but then I saw the Life Orb damage right there, so I went into Zakab the Jolteon, and I completely forgot about Sucker Punch here. I don't know why. I was still under the impression, I wasn't under the impression anymore that he was Choice Scarfed, but I just completely forgot about Sucker Punch on Honchkrow, and I lost Jolteon meaninglessly. Here I just needed to sack off Samara. There's absolutely nothing I could do. I needed to get this Honchkrow much lower, so alright, and Honchkrow here was low enough where another Brave Bird would kill it or something else. So here I just went into Nightmare and decided to go for a quick attack just to make sure that I knew that I would outspeed the Honchkrow here. I'm fully invested in speed for Nightmare. So here goes the quick attack, and Honchkrow goes down. That could have easily been avoided if I had either A, just not forgotten about the Sucker Punch. And here I found out that his Terrakion was actually Choice Scarf since he outsped Nightmare, and he connected his Stone Edge, which really would have sucked. Nightmare would have taken out this Terrakion if that Stone Edge had missed, so it would have been much better if it had missed for me, but it didn't. And here I actually went into Diggers, Thwacker the Diggers. I don't like that name, I'm gonna change it. And I went for a Hammer Arm for the same reason, to try to take him out. I really should have just gone for Earthquake at this point. It really bothered me that I didn't, so it would have probably taken out Cofregigas there. And he connects the Will-O-Wisp, of course, because people never miss anything against me. It's just the way that Pokemon works. So Nero was burned and pretty much useless at this point. Knockoff, no point, he had a berry for it. And there goes Nero's Technician. So not much that Nero can do here. I'm just pretty much just gonna let him die here. Shadow Ball 1, burn. Yeah, there's nothing he can do. I'm just gonna straight up Bullet Punch. It does nothing at this point. There goes another Shadow Ball. And here I go into Thwacker. Thwacker was Choice Banded, so I couldn't just switch out the move that I was doing. And I went for an Earthquake, and like I said, this Earthquake, if I had just gone for it the first time instead of anything else, it would have easily taken him out. Here he goes into Nagi, his Mega Gyarados. I took a really big risk here with oh, yeah, so during the battle I thought that it didn't matter. My damage calcs, after damage calcs, without the Intimidate, Digger Speed does one-shot this Mega Gyarados, but after the Intimidate it doesn't, so here we actually got a crit, which means Diggerbee, actually our newest member, has the same amount of kills as most of our other team members, so yeah. Alright, he goes back into Slava, his Terrakion, and goes for close combat. Obviously gonna take Thwacker out. There's no way he was gonna live that. Sorry, buddy. But that's the game right there. Definitely a few plays that I could have done better. It would have swung the game in my favor if I had just gone for the Earthquake the first time instead of going for the Hammer Arm. Then same if I had just not calm-minded with Clefable a third time. This game could have easily been a 4-0 or possibly even a Clefable sweep if I had played it right, but good game, Kyle. I'll definitely get you in the rematch, so be prepared for that. I'll have some better sets, newer sets set up for you, and even if you do bring that Wobbuffet, I'll be ready for it. So until next time, guys, peace out.